Hello, Mayor
Hello,
Ward.
Mayor
Thank you
Ward.
so much
Thank
for
you
Hello.
so much
coming.
for
And
coming.
I was
And I
an
was
international
an
student
international
at
student
UF.
at
I was
UF. I
chief
was
programmer for
chief programmer for
GAU,
GAU,
and I had a
and I had a
wonderful time
wonderful
in your
time in
city,
your
in the
city,
community
in the
you
Thank you.
built.
community you built.
So my question
So my
is,
question is,
looking at the
looking at the
long-term
long-term
future,
future,
the cities
the
of
cities
Southern
of
Florida
Southern
will have
Florida will
a
have
much
a much
tougher
tougher
time dealing
time
with climate
dealing with
change.
climate
The
change. The
reliance
reliance
on
on
modified
modified
terrain
terrain
far
is
more than
far
the
more than
cities of
the
Northern
cities of
Florida.
Northern Florida.
So
So
effectively, we could
effectively, we could see
change,
a change,
going back to the
going
old
back to the
days
old
and
days,
having
and
main
having the main
population
population
centers and
centers and
economy
economy
in Northern
in
Florida.
Northern Florida.
Um, in
Um,
that case,
in that
Gainesville
case,
will be at
Gainesville
the
will be at the
forefront of the
forefront
state,
of the
and
state, and
beyond
beyond
preparing for
preparing for
climate change,
climate change,
how should
how should
Gainesville also
Gainesville also
prepare
prepare
for
for
probably an
probably
increase
an
in
increase
size and
in size and
population?
population?
So it's a real challenge because as reasonable as most of our city is regarding climate issues, when we have honest conversations about the fact that people are already moving inland and upland to places like Ocala, Gainesville, Lake City, Tallahassee, um, when we are presented with the reality of that and the truth that it is almost certainly going to increase exponentially, it is hard for a lot of folks to say, okay, that means we're going to have to build higher buildings. We're going to have to provide more capacity for density in the urban core and even stretching out from the urban core. That is uncomfortable for a lot of people, but it is the reality. From an infrastructure standpoint, we are, I think, as prepared as we could be, and we have tried over the last several years to prepare our load for those realities. But it is still going to be a shock to the system. We do not have things like light rail. We are not prepared to invest in light rail and that sort of thing. So we are going to see heavier traffic from surface level roads, which is going to disappoint a lot of people. But the truth is, if we have the money that we have to spend on infrastructure, we probably need to be spending on more specific, resiliency than thinking out to things like light rail. Although that is something that 20 years from now we will have been glad that we had done if we were to do it, to torture the language a little there. But it is a reality. It is coming. It is hard to imagine that our coastal cities will look anything like they do in probably 10 years. But when we look 20 and 30 years out, um, counties like Pinellas County, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Tampa, Hillsborough County, um, all of the coastal areas to the south along the Gulf of Mexico, and and of course, east and west of the Everglades, they're going to be wet. They just will, and that means people are going to leave there. They're not. I hear people occasionally discussing ways to try to fight to keep the sea out, as Amsterdam has done for a very long time. We have a different topography here. The water is going to come up from underneath as much as it does from the sea itself. So it isn't the kind of flooding you can really fight. You can't just pump it all back out. You can't put up seawalls to keep it all out. So that means people are going to leave, and they're likely to come to the middle and northern part of the state. We all kind of know it's going to happen, but to say that we're prepared is not accurate.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Of course.